EA Sports. It's in the game.
I'm Joe Tessitore alongside Teddy Atlas, and we welcome you to the famed New York Arena here in Midtown Manhattan for tonight's main event. 12 rounds of lightweight action between Roberto Durán and Pernell Whitaker. Roberto Durán's on his way to the ring right now, and you can see how excited he is for this one. Lots of confidence. Sweet Pea, Pernell Whitaker's making his way to the ring right now. Puffing out his chest, glaring with those eyes, and taking a big stride to his destination of glory.
Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, the handsome star, Roberto. And his opponents, fighting out of the blue corner, Pernell, Sweet Pea Whitaker.
We went over the rules in the dressing room. Watch those low blows, watch the headbutts. Let's have a good, clean fight, okay?
Opening round here, scheduled for 12. How do you define consistency when you describe the fact that among this matchup you're looking for guys to be more consistent? Which guy's going to be more consistent? How do you define it?
Just in one area. When they get inside, for example, Joe, every once in a while somebody takes a little bit of a break. Yeah, there's working, but all of a sudden one guy's arm goes behind the other guy. I'm looking to see who keeps both hands free.
A little something for his opponent after getting tagged. Pernell Whitaker with a counter punch. Durán counters back. And in round number one, you already get the sense that they have no intentions of this fight going the distance. Use your feet. Took a shot, now he gives a left. Halfway through round number one. Teddy, what do you think is the most misunderstood about the lower weight classes?
Well, I think people don't realize how big those people have to be. I know that sounds crazy because they're smaller guys, but they have to be big in all the other dimensions, with discipline, with confidence, and with their technical approach, their technical development. They have to deal with guys that are really fast. The bigger guys don't have to deal with all those elements.
Blocks that belt line well. He took took a shot, but he gives one of his own. A left hand scores. Able to dismiss his opponent's shot, and then comes back with an uppercut. Oh, and a crushing hook just gets right to him. Oh, look at that. They exchange hooks. Nice block by Pernell Whitaker. Oh, and he's got something for him himself, and it's a left hand. End of the round here, and as I glance around ringside and look at the judges, I'm wondering what they're writing down, because that was a tough round to score.
Yeah, it was, and you know, it's the kind of round where one guy would be really smart to take a page out of the book of Sugar Ray Leonard, Marvin Hagler, where Leonard stole rounds at the end, where he just clipped off 30 seconds, and that's exactly what the judges remembered.
All right? Over again. Listen, stick close to the guys. Don't let
Back to fight action as a new round is underway. Of course, in that last round, it was fairly one-sided. He was hit pretty hard, and now he has to overcome that here.
Yeah, you don't have to be Notre Dame to know that. I mean, everybody saw, you know, he got staggered, his knees buckled, did a little dance there. But what you have to really know now is know why you got hit and correct that immediately.
Frustrating his opponent with great defense. He missed with that headshot. Able to cover up along the belt line, blocks that one. Durán able to land the counter punch. Must be the punch of the day. Both guys bringing home uppercuts. Tucks those elbows in, blocks the body shot. Took a shot, now he gives a left. Good counter punch by Roberto Durán. What a chin. And can you believe the shots this guy's absorbing? Return to sender. He gives him back one of his own. Looking right hand after he got hit. See, the defense pays off as he gets rid of that downstairs. Oh, and they decide to trade there. Pernell Whitaker's doing good damage with the combination punching.
Well, right there's a good example of the benefit of combination punching. You miss the first or the second, the third and the fourth, they land.
Well-targeted counterpunch by Pernell Whitaker. Round comes to an end. And that's one of those rounds, Teddy, that just takes on a certain style, a certain characteristic, and that was a busy one.
Yeah, it was a busy one. Look, Joe, you don't have to look for these guys. They're right there in front of you.
Why do you think that is? Why do you think sometimes you just get those rounds where it all happens?
Because of styles. You know, styles make fights. In this case, you're seeing proof of that right there. Both guys that are aggressive, both guys that are very confident.
when he misses you with much counter. Let's get on that swelling. Get on the swelling.
And round number 3 is underway. Roberto Durán blocks that. Good counter punch by Roberto Durán. Oh, and there you go. Roberto Durán stunned, and he is hurt.
Come on, keep busy, guys. Come on now. Come on. Kick.
He was damaged moments ago, but now he's got his feet back underneath. He returns the favor with a right hand of his own. Good return fire that time. Coming to the halfway point of this third round. Excellent counter punch by Pernell Whitaker. Teddy, is it possible that he didn't respect this fighter coming into the fight? Now, I know a lot of people would say, yeah, he's ahead on the scorecards, but you can just see the style of fight that this is, that he's being tested.
Yeah, I think it's a combination of two things. This guy being better than his record would indicate, and what you touched on, that he's a human being like anybody else. We look at the guy's record, we think of what kind of fight it's going to be. He looked at it, he thought it was going to be a little easier than it's turning out.
Solid counter punch by Pernell Whitaker. Pernell Whitaker with a counter punch. What fighters do. Pulls the trigger right away after taking one. Good scoring counter punch by Pernell Whitaker. End of the round there. He was able to stun his opponent. Teddy, when you're training a guy that's coming off a round where he just got to his man, what do? Do you say, hey, I saw that, and here's how you did it? How do you approach that?
Well, you want to make sure you remind them exactly what you're talking about, how he set it up. Don't think about just the big punch that landed. Remember how you got to that point.
All right, listen. You need to create more punches, okay? Slip his punch and thrust. Right down the middle. Don't let him touch distance. I want you to take that brain forward. He can't do anything when you're close to him. He can't do anything when you're close to him.
So here we are, a new round underway, and in that last round, he got tagged. He got hit pretty hard, Teddy.
Yeah, he did. He got caught. Now, the first thing is, we all know he got caught, but why did he get caught? He has to be able to decipher that in his head. He has to be able to have the answer to that so it doesn't happen again.
Both men accurate with their hooks against each other. Pernell Whitaker's hand speed is the difference here. I mean, that's what that combination was all about.
Yeah, purely speed. He just got off faster, sooner.
He gets hit, but he gives it right back. They trade shots. He comes back with a right hand. Parries that punch intended for the head. Really want. Oh, and there you go. he wanted it to go.
Guys, standing on the outside, Joe. He shouldn't be standing there. The old timers would say, take a walk around the block.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
And somehow, some way, he's going to continue on here.
And if he's going to stay in this fight, now he's got to avoid his opponent like the Black Plague.
Roberto Durán blocks that. Oh, Roberto Durán stunned, and he is hurt.
All right, come on, guys, work it out, no holding.
Here's one for you now, he says, right back with the left hand. Oh, and they decide to trade there. Roberto Durán's cut is on the cheek, and you can see that it's bothering him a bit right now. That's something we'll keep our eye on. Blocks that belt line well. Firing off the uppercuts. Great exchange. See, he's got his guard up really well that time, and it protects his head.
Certainly don't stand in front of him. Move him to the ropes. Stay close. That's where you want to be, okay?
So here we are, all wondering, can he survive the start of this round after the way we saw him go down in that last round?
Well, it's up to his opponent. Now, his opponent gets a little careless and he rushes in a little bit too close. He could get a chance to grab those hands and tie him up. And then he can kill a little of the clock, survive.
A little defense turns to offense by Pernell Whitaker. Wow, great action right from the start. Hey, I don't know that they can keep up this pace, but if they do, what a night we got ahead of us.
Yeah, we're getting tired just watching his early part.
Teddy, is this becoming a mental thing with him? I mean, he's not firing off the big power punches. I got to wonder why.
You know, that's a good question. Sometimes a guy is making a silent agreement in his mind that maybe if I don't hit him hard, he won't hit me hard back. He's not confident enough now to throw the punches without worrying about what to come back at him.
Durán with a block. Gets rid of that effort. A smart and resourceful uppercut by Pernell Whitaker. What a great job. He gave one right back in return. Nice work by Roberto Durán. Ago in what has been a memorable round. Great stuff from these two. Staying away from those headshots with his defense up top. Comes right back at him with a left hand. Good looking right hand after he got hit. Good counter punch by Roberto Durán. I don't know which way to read this. Is he trying to confuse his opponent, or is he just confusing himself by changing his style, the way he's approaching things here after being knocked down earlier?
Well, if I'm the opponent, you know what I'm saying? I'm saying that I just gave him a little truth serum. Yeah, I'm seeing really the truth now about him, that he's really hurt, and he's a little desperate. And in my mind, I'm going to deal with it that way. I'm going to go after him saying, I have him. I'm going to take advantage of this right now. He's not going to fool me.
And this round comes to an end. It is a round that was highly entertaining. These guys really put forth quite an effort.
Well, they both have high engines. They have motors that never stop going.
That's it. Throw him off with that movement. Get the compress on. Get the compress on. Let's work on this one. Let's work on
The action starts up again, but it's only favored one man. Hard to see this fight going the distance based on what we've witnessed so far. Able to dismiss that body shot. Gets rid of that body shot. Pernell Whitaker's doing a nice job being comfortable on the outside. Just well-timed, well-placed punches time and time again right now. Very accurate.
Yeah, very accurate, Joe. He's really placing his punches. He's thinking it out. He's seeing the picture, and he knows exactly where he wants to put him.
Halfway through what is one of the best rounds you'll ever see. Just great action.
No, it's unbelievable. I mean, if you love roller coasters, you go to an amusement park. If you want to see left hooks, right hands, every direction, great chins, great endurance, great heart, you come to this fight. You stay right here.
He missed with that headshot. Oh, and he's got something for him himself, and it's a left hand. Good, strong uppercut. He comes right back with it after taking one. One minute to go in this round. Neither man has decided to slow down at all. Oh boy, what a round. Pernell Whitaker's just creating a little bit of real estate for himself. Blocks away that headshot. Durán counters back. Coming to the end of this round. Joe and Teddy with you ringside. Teddy, a round like that where it's a lot of busy activity and both guys being busy. When you were a trainer, are those the kind of rounds that you prefer, or do you like the pace to be a little slower? Does it depend on each guy?
No, if I have a fighter, I'd rather have a guy fighting a guy that you never see him. Leave me the heck alone. And where I'm in control all the time. But the fans love to see a fight like that.
I want you to keep that counter up. Make him pay for his mistakes. Get on that.
Halfway through the scheduled rounds here. Able to block that away. It was targeted for his head. Both men accurate with their hooks against each other. Able to cover up along the belt line, blocks that one. Not able to land the headshot. Great show by these two. What an entertaining bout this has been. Neither man willing to give up an inch and giving everything they've got.
So it's like that old song.
Holy cow! Roberto Durán's in bad shape. He went from almost being knocked out to being right back in it. You look at this action between these two, and you get the sense, at least with one guy, that's not where he wants to be.
No, you know, if you're going to be in the trenches, Joe, you need a jackhammer. He doesn't have a jackhammer. You know, those short piston-like punches. He has long arms. He wants to be anywhere other than in close.
What a fight. What a great, great non-stop action fight this has been. It's been 2 minutes of non-stop action. Now the final minute has arrived. Blocks away that headshot. Right on the mark, both guys with the hook. End of the round is upon us. And if the next round holds up like that, we're going to be in for a real treat.
No, we will be, because both these guys have the philosophy that their best defense is their offense.
Okay, relax. Take a deep breath. I need to focus. Anticipate it.
They start up again. Back to action here with another round. But who knows how much longer it'll last. This has been a completely one-sided fight. Roberto Durán's cut is on the cheek, and you can see that it's bothering him a bit right now. That's something we'll keep our eye on. Staying away from those headshots with his defense up top. Pernell Whitaker's doing really well on the outside. Every gym's got one of those double-ended bags, right? They give you the movement. You got to hit that moving target, work on your accuracy. He's making it so that his opponent never had to work on one, Teddy. He's just sitting right there, right in front. No head movement whatsoever.
No, not at all. He didn't have one in his gym, that's for sure, because he just does not know how to move his head. The old timers would say he gets insulted if you miss him.
Nice strike after catching one by Roberto Durán. Roberto Durán's showing a little bit of a defensive shell, but Teddy, I'm seeing punches still getting through and splitting that guard.
Yeah, well, that's the problem, Joe, when you put those earmuffs on, but you don't move your head. Some of them are going to get through, and just as importantly, you handcuff yourself, so your opponent is going to stay in there a little bit longer, knowing that nothing's coming back right away.
Pernell Whitaker shoving his opponent there. Way to block there. Oh, and he returns fire with a left hand. Good stuff in the opening 2 minutes. A minute to go in this round. This is why we love the sport, Teddy. I mean, this is just back and forth action nonstop.
Well, Joe, when special events have happened in history, you remember where you are. Right now, I'm going to remember where I was during this fight. I'm watching a special epic right in front of me.
Glad to be here doing it, too. What a war this is. Nothing there on the punch by Pernell Whitaker. Good job staying away from the danger there.
Keep working the body.
This has been a very entertaining fight. A little time to reflect here at the end of this round. My thoughts being this: I would really be surprised if we go to a decision here. It just has that kind of feel to it.
Yeah, it has a feel to me like going to one of those places where you can eat all the pasta you can for one price, you know? And some guys get carried away. They eat about 5 bowls. Well, these guys, they're going to have a stomachache at the end. Somebody is going to wind up not standing at the end.
Plug it out with it. You're going to tire yourself out. Kick your shots. Use your jab to get on the inside, then throw the right. What's he say?
Another round underway, but how many more will we see? You get the sense this fight could be heading towards a stoppage. Able to cover up along the belt line, blocks that one. Durán with a block. He took a go of it to the body, but came up empty. Roberto Durán staying very busy, no doubt about that. But I don't think it's working out for him at all. Yeah, he's throwing a lot of punches, but he's not scoring.
No, he's not calm. He's very excited. And when you're excited in that place, in that ring, you waste a lot. And he's wasting a lot.
Just wasting away some time with that clinch.
Come on, guys, keep apart. Punch it out. Come on, punch it out.
Targets a counter overhand right. You get the sense that they know no other way how to fight. They are going at it, back and forth, toe-to-toe, punch for punch. Here's one for you now, he says, right back with the left hand. Holy cow! Can he get up from this? He's done it before, but can he get up from a second time down?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
He went down from a big shot. Now he's got to have some big guts to move along.
You're going to find out exactly what he's made of.
What a great round. 2 minutes in, 60 seconds to go. See, he's got his guard up really well. well that time, and it protects his head. This is great stuff. I mean, great stuff. Bringing it every which way they are.
Joe, you remember the time you were on a vacation, you saw that perfect sunset?
Oh, yeah.
It was just beautiful. This is beautiful.
Oh, Roberto Durán stunned, and he is hurt. End of the round. So he scores the knockdown and now heads back to his corner. Teddy, do you ever have to calm a guy down after he scored a knockdown?
That's a really great point, because a lot of times that can be the turning point, but not for your guy that scored the knockdown, for the other guy, because sometimes when you score a knockdown, you start to think it's going to be an easy night, and you forget what you knew when you came in, that it wasn't going to be an easy night. You're going to have to bring all the tools out of the tool shed, and it's important to remember that.
He's got to find a way to get through the early goings here of this round. Remember last round, he went down. He was on the canvas.
Now look, he wants to tie his opponent up. That's the best way to get through it right now. But what he doesn't want to do, Joe, is to reach in there, reach out to grab his guy, and then he leaves himself open. He's got to make sure that his opponent's close enough where he goes to grab him, he's not exposing himself to get dropped again.
Holy cow! Oh, he digs in downstairs with a counter punch. We got an interesting fight here. It looks like one man is seemingly in control, but the other is still live, is still game, is still capable, may need to hit that. Oh, that's gotta hurt. Roberto Durán's been stunned. Comes right back with some offense of his own. Rid of that one. Oh! Roberto Durán stunned and staggered.
Keep busy, guys. Come on now, keep busy.
Durán with a block. Wow, great action this round. Just halfway through, and they've already put on a full display.
Well, if you love hot dogs and burgers, you want to go to barbecues. Well, if you love punches and bunches, you want to be at this fight.
To go in what has been a memorable round. Great stuff from these two. Oh, and there you go. Roberto Durán's in bad shape.
Hey, no holding, no holding.
Roberto Durán blocks that. The ref is stopping the fight. The swelling just much too much. That's it. TKO. Technical knockout. Sweet Pea, Pernell Whitaker is your winner by TKO.
And a guy that I want to see more of.
For Teddy Atlas, I'm Joe Tessitore. That does it ringside. We'll see you next time. I'm Joe Tessitore alongside Teddy Atlas, and we welcome you to the famed New York Arena here in Midtown Manhattan for our main event of the evening. 12 rounds of welterweight action between Sugar Ray Leonard and Tommy the Hitman Hearns. Sugar Ray Leonard's on his way to the ring, and you can just tell what kind of night he intends this to be. He's just brimming with confidence. Tommy Hearns has got his eye on the prize. He has complete focus on his ring walk here.
Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, Sugar Leonard. And his opponents, fighting out of the blue corner, Thomas the Hitman Hearns.
We went over the rules in the dressing room. Let's have a good clean fight. Stretch them out.
Everybody's been waiting for these two to meet up. Now they do, as round one is underway. Teddy, Tommy Hearns still trying to solve the puzzle of Sugar Ray Leonard. Had the late TKO loss, and then the draw that was very questionable. So he's got some hunger going after this matchup here against Ray.
Yeah, and you know, more important than hunger, and it's always great to have hunger, especially if you're going to go out and eat afterwards, but more important than that, he has some confidence to build on, because in that draw, he feels he won. And just as importantly, he found a home for that right hand.
Nice block that time. It was intended to the head. Keeps his hands up defensively, protecting the head. Nice block by Hearns. He returns the favor with a right hand of his own. Able to cover up along the belt line, blocks that one. Halfway through round number one. What do you think we'll see out of Tommy Hearns here tonight, Teddy?
Well, if he has his way, you're going to see what you should see. With a fighter this tall, this fast, and this powerful, he's going to stand in a place where he can use it, not on the inside. On the outside where he can control range, and he can time his opponent coming in, and if his opponent stays out, he can use that jab to keep him out.
You know, everybody associates Sugar Ray Leonard not only with the championships and the Olympic glory, but with the comebacks. Coming out of retirement to fight. He had the detached retina, took 3 years off, and then came back against the marvelous one, Marvin Hagler, in a fight, Teddy, that to this day, people will still argue over who won. Well, Ray won.
Yeah, Ray got it. I mean, that's the main thing. You open up the record book, and you're going to see Sugar Ray Leonard as the winner in that fight. But what he really did was he created a scenario. He understood at that point in his life what he couldn't do. He couldn't fight for 3 minutes. So he survived for early parts. He stayed out of damage, out of harm's way, and he stole ends of rounds.
Ten seconds to go in this round. Nice block.
It's too much for him. Keep it up. Get on that now. Okay, listen to me. When he misses you with a punch, counter. Listen, you need to make your punches up. Throw more punches to the body. Throw more punches.
Here we go. Round two is underway.
Come on, side to side.
SRL getting rid of that punch. And Sugar Ray's coming up with the answers, avoiding that punch. Blocks the headshot. One of the great all-time storybook careers in boxing history, Sugar Ray Leonard. Obviously, turned pro, won a title at a young age, and then had the 2 fights with Hands of Stone, Roberto Durán, including the No Mas fight in New Orleans.
You know, those fights really made him. And I'll tell you what I mean by that. They made him in 2 different ways. They made him where he found out that he could be more than a smiling endorsement guy, Sugar Ray Leonard, that there was something more substantial, that he could fight with you in the pits, in the dark alleys, that he had that kind of makeup, and everybody else found that out. And also, it helped him with the audience because people don't like a guy who's too privileged. And in this case, he showed that he was also a guy who could go down there and act like a blue-collar guy, just act like a fighter.
Able to counter that attack. Dismisses his opponent's headshot. Good defense, just covering up down low. Accurate counter punch by Hearns. Undoubtedly, the most effective element of his entire arsenal tonight is his jab. He's so committed to fighting on the outside, and he's jabbing away beautiful.
Well, Customato used to tell me, Teddy, when you're in doubt, jab. Well, this fighter, when he's been in doubt, he's jabbed. When he's been sure of himself, he's jabbed. As you said, he's made a jab fest of this all night long.
And a well-placed counter by Hearns. End of the round here, a round that saw a lot of action, the kind of round that fans pay to be here to see.
Well, these are TV-friendly fighters, and we figured that coming in.
Keep your distance, all right? Keep circling, don't fight him, fight him. Jab him, jab him, jab him. Let's get on that swell. Get the compress on that.
Number 3 is underway. Good defensive skill with the block by Hearns. There's a taste of the sweet science. You see the skill he has in counterpunching.
And you know what he's doing is taking his opponent's jab away.
He tried to nab him up top, but was unable to connect. Pulls the trigger right away with the left hand after getting tagged himself. That punch just close. Teddy, let's talk about what this wiry, tall, and athletic frame of Tommy Hearns provides for him in the ring, because we've seen him use leverage to his advantage with his power punches.
Well, guys that look like a tall drink of water, and that's what he looks like to me. You know, a lot of people think they're not intimidating. They get more worried about a guy from Venison Beach that, you know, has all those muscles and everything. But those wiry guys, those are the guys that I have found that worry me, because they get leverage and they can really bang.
Good block by Hearns. A nice block by Hearns. Coming to the halfway point of this third round. Tommy Hearns blocks that punch. blocks that belt line well. And there he counters back against his opponent. Final 10 seconds. And this round comes to an end. It is a round that was highly entertaining. These guys really put forth quite an effort.
Well, they both have high engines. They have motors that never stop going.
Don't worry about it. Swelling is done.
Listen, I'm not going to stand here and watch you take those shots, you understand me? Let's see some defense and more punches. You just focus on the fight. We'll take care of this swelling.
Here we go with the 4th round. That was off the mark. Protecting his head well with his guard. Comes right back at him with a left hand. Sugar Ray showing defense, able to block that punch. He got hit, but he sends it right back. Good block there by Hearns. Excellent counterpunch by Hearns. Tommy Hearns is having a field day against his opponent. Now, if you're standing opposite him, you got to solve this, or else it's just going to snowball. It's going to go downhill quick. You're going to lose this fight.
No, you do, Joe. The conventional way, the standard way that everyone's used to seeing with a tall guy that's keeping range like this is you work your way in. But there's another way, too. Maybe you step out and you get him to give up his height, his range, invite him in a little bit, and then all of a sudden, bang, you slam the trap on him.
Nice job to land that counterpunch and getting away from one of his own by Hearns. Here's one for you now, he says, right back with the left hand. Well, nowadays we have so many different weight classes. Used to be only 8 weight classes. Now with all the super and juniors attached to every weight class, you can go up and down the scale with ease throughout your career. Is that good for the game?
No, I don't really think it is, because you're making it too easy for the fighters. You know, I'm not saying that it's not good that they have an alternate to a weight class, but a lot of times when you make things easy, they're going to go for the path that is easier. In other words, somebody should be a middleweight. Now all of a sudden they're going to be a light heavyweight. They're going to be a super middleweight, where with a little discipline, they would have fit into that middleweight frame. It wasn't that they couldn't make it. Now you make it so easy, they don't want to make it.
Blocks away that headshot. He missed with that headshot. 10 clicks of the talk. Round comes to an end. And that's one of those rounds, Teddy, that just takes on a certain style, a certain characteristic, and that was a busy one.
Yeah, it was a busy one. Look, Joe, you don't have to look for these guys. They're right there in front of you.
Why do you think that is? Why do you think sometimes you just get those rounds where it all happens?
Because of styles. You know, styles make fights. In this case, you're seeing proof of that right there. Both guys that are aggressive, both guys that are very confident.
Keep your hands up. Don't worry about it. The swelling is nothing. Just just focus on the fight. We'll take care of the swing. Get on that now.
Back to action now. We're underway in what has been a completely one-sided fight. You get the sense this one may not go the distance.
Come on, side to side.
See, the defense pays off as he gets rid of that downstairs. Tommy Hearns blocks that punch. Teddy, what would you recommend based on what we're seeing here tonight?
Well, 2 aspirin and then go. Oh, no. Actually, I would say a little counterpunching would be just what the doctor ordered.
That's a better prescription for him. Good clean shot, returning fire. Well done by Sugar Ray Leonard. What a good counterpunch by Hearns. Tommy Hearns is showing that he has an understanding about balance, about angles, about footwork. What does his opponent need to understand to deal with it?
Well, he has to figure out a way to take the air out of those tires. Give him a couple flats. That's what he's got to do. And there's no better way to give a guy a flat than to go to that body.
Well done that time, landing the counterpunch. Tommy Hearns has got some swelling that's now starting to show. A headshot blocked. Oh, and there you go. Sugar Ray Leonard's almost out of it there. He was stunned. You can see what he's trying to do there. He wants to create space. A little push, a little shove. Why not? Get away from me. Hey, I thought he was going to be knocked out just moments ago, but he has survived this.
Well, he has a granite chin.
Teddy, this is one of those moments where you just wish you could pick up the phone and call up the world and say, tune in. Everybody should be watching this, right?
I have a cell phone. I might do that right now.
Start dialing. Oh! What a shot. Big hook comes in. Able to show you his blocking ability. 10 seconds remaining in this round. Good clean shot, returning fire. Well done by Sugar Ray Leonard. Coming to the end of this round. Joe and Teddy with you ringside. Teddy, a round like that where it's a lot of busy activity and both guys being busy. When you were a trainer, are those the kind of rounds that you prefer, or do you like the pace to be a little slower? Does it depend on each guy?
No, if I have a fight, I'd rather have a guy fighting a guy that you never see him. Leave me the heck alone. And where I'm in control all the time. But the fans love to see a fight like that.
Pick his jab. When he throws the jab, get the compress off. Get the compress on this. Let's work on the swelling. If we work on the swelling.
As another round gets underway, it gets us thinking, how much more of this will we see? Hard to envision this fight going the distance with how lopsided it's been. Tommy Hearns blocks that punch.
Use your feet.
Protecting his head well with his guard. Many great superstar athletes are associated with one single city, but Tommy Hearns, I mean, Tommy Hearns is Detroit Motor City through and through, isn't he?
Yeah, he is Detroit Motor City, and he runs you over like something with a motor in it. And the way he does it is from that really thin frame, usually from the outside, and he just explodes on you.
Blocks away that headshot. Good block by Hearns. Tommy Hearns is giving me a sense that he really doesn't want to have the fight the way it was. He was stunned earlier, and now just so much more defense we're seeing out of him.
Well, right now, what I think he has to do is try to get an Oscar. Get that award that those great actors get, and not show that he's defensive right now, because if he shows that too much, his opponent is going to know what he has to do to take advantage.
Blocks the headshot. Parries that punch intended for the head. A headshot blocked. Good counter punch. It is unbelievable to sit back and just watch what these guys are willing to give and to take. Wow, what a fight so far.
Well, give and take, that's the key word. Sometimes you're forced to become great. And right now, each one of them are forcing the other to go to great places.
Working our way towards the bell. Last 10 seconds of the sixth. Well, as that round comes to an end, it gives us a moment to kind of reflect on this overall fight. And Teddy, my thoughts are pretty clear-cut. This is the kind of fight that just takes on a personality of its own. This is an all-out war.
Yeah, this is kind of like watching a guy who's not on a budget. You know, he's spending with both hands. You know, when he goes home, he's going to have no money in his pockets. And when this fight is over, these guys are going to have nothing left in the gas tank, and it's probably not going to a decision.
Rounds in the books, 6 to go. Sugar Ray showing defense, able to block that punch. There's the headshot, but he parries it away.
Keep your distance.
Parries that punch away. What a fight. What a great non-stop action fight this has been. And a smart counterpunch by Hearns. A little give and take, and here comes the left hand. Good job protecting himself. Leonard blocks that punch. Good defense upstairs to stay away from that offensive assault. Tommy Hearns blocks that punch. well-placed counter by Hearns. Seconds to go in the 7th. We come to the end of this round. Teddy, a round in which maybe a lot of trainers don't like to see because it was a very busy round for both guys.
Well, it depends what kind of style, what kind of strength your fighter has, or even what kind of weaknesses. If I had a guy who likes to box, who likes to counterpunch, I want a guy coming at him. Not with a lot of TNT in his gloves, but coming forward where my guy is well-suited. He can pick him off a little bit.
I want to see that counter hook. Make him pay for his mistakes. Let's get on that swelling. Get on the swelling.
They start up again. Back to action here with another round. But who knows how much longer it'll last. This has been a completely one-sided fight. Dismisses his opponent's headshot. Nice job to land that counterpunch and getting away from one of his own by Hearns. Tommy Hearns is well conditioned to the realities of this harsh business of boxing. But even though we know what we've seen out of some ringside scorecards through the years, I'd be shocked if everybody doesn't have him ahead in this fight right now.
Yeah, but never be shocked in this business because you never know with these blind judges sometimes. I hate to say it that bluntly, but time and time again, you just get shocked when you hear the score at the end of the night.
He tried to nab him up top, but was unable to connect. Blocks that punch.
Keep moving, keep moving. Move, keep moving around the ring.
Good counter punch. Good clean shot, returning fire. Well done by Sugar Ray Leonard. Halfway through this round. Keeping his hands up, getting rid of his opponent's offense. Able to dismiss that body shot. Good looking counter punch. Good block by Hearns. Some fine fundamentals, good counter punch.
Nice mousetrap there, he let him in beautifully. He didn't use cheese, he used distance.
10 seconds to go in this round. Takes one, but gives one. Good work by Sugar Ray Leonard. What a good war this has been. What a good, solid fight it's been. The kind of fight that tells me somebody wants to get rid of the other guy.
It almost looks like they made a deal where neither one could win by decision, where if they didn't win by knockout, it doesn't count.
Don't stand in front of him. Okay, listen. Body in hand, double with your body punches, thin hand.
Here we are, the start of a new round, but it's the action that was put forth in a damaging way in the last round that's carrying over the storyline here. He's in prime position to end this fight now.
Yeah, he is, and I think that right now his opponent is probably thinking about another line of work. So if he jumps on him, maybe he removes this guy.
Good defensive skill with the block by Hearns. Good way to protect the midsection. He's bleeding from the side of his face there. Parries that punch away. Return to sender. He gives him back one of his own. Look shaky. He was hurt. Sugar Ray Leonard showing some real guts here. Hey, this fight was not going his way at all, but somehow he has gathered momentum.
Yeah, he behaved like a fighter. He got through the tough times, and now guess what? Good times in front of him.
Turn defense into offense, coming back with the counterpunch.
And that's exactly what he brings to the game. He makes you miss, he makes you pay, and he makes you think twice about throwing a punch later on.
It's hard to believe that he can win this fight on the scorecards. That means it's do or die at this point. You got to go for broke.
Yeah, that means that you got to come up with that Hail Mary pass. Now, when you come up with that Hail Mary pass, you don't just chuck the ball. You have to have a receiver down there. You have to make sure that he's running a certain route. Right now, he's got to look for one spot, something to land that shot.
Well, he's told us all along the strategy is to fight on the outside. He cannot be smothered like that. That's why you see him pushing away and shoving his man back.
Get the conference. Certainly don't stand in front of him. You just focus on the fight. You'll take care of this, brother. Get on that. Get on that.
The action starts up again, but it's only favored one man. Hard to see this fight going the distance based on what we've witnessed so far. Able to block that away. It was targeted for his head. Keeps his hands up defensively, protecting the head. Able to get away from that headshot with the block. This is why we love the sport, Teddy. I mean, this is just back and forth action nonstop.
Well, Joe, with special events have happened in history, you remember where you are. Right now, I'm going to remember where I was during this fight. I'm watching a special epic right in front of me.
Glad to be here doing it, too. What a war this is. Sugar Ray blocks that punch. somebody will tell you, you can't get away with that. What a big, wide, sweeping whiff that was.
Well, you can get away with it if the guy doesn't want to throw back, but if this guy wants to start throwing back, then you're not getting away with it.
Leonard blocks that punch. Nice block by Hearns. Good looking right hand after he got hit. Tommy Hearns is doing exactly what he told us he would do. Now, he was stunned earlier in this fight, but he's sticking to that game plan.
You know, I like that. You know, I want to see how a guy behaves under pressure. He hasn't panicked, you know. He still believes in his identity, believes in his talents, his abilities, and he's going to stay that way unless the guy convinces him later on.
Teddy, making predictions in boxing is often a dangerous task, but I'll make one right here that seems pretty obvious to me as we come to the end of that round here. This fight is going to be a brutal display as long as it lasts.
It's kind of like going and watching that home run contest. Nobody's trying to hit singles or doubles. You know they're all going for the fences.
You need to cover up more, okay? You're leaving yourself open too much. Cover up. Jab your way, okay? Whatever you do, throw that jab.
They are back to action here, but that action has only favored one man. Completely one-sided. Hard to see the scorecards coming into play here with how dominating he's been. See, he's got his guard up really well that time, and it protects his head. After catching one by Sugar Ray Leonard. Gets rid of that. It was intended for his head.
Pace yourself. Don't stay in one circle.
Oh, he took some damage, but he gave some back with the right hand. Blocks the headshot. So swiftly able to turn defense into offense. Nice counter punch.
And what you're noticing here is his opponent is starting to be a little wary of letting his jab go, because every time he jabs, he gets caught.
Wow, just sit back and enjoy this one. You can tell both guys are so determined to give everything they have here tonight.
So it's like the first time you heard Ray Charles sing God Bless America. You knew it was special. You knew you hadn't heard it before. I haven't seen anything like this before.
Digs in with a good solid uppercut after taking one. The twists and turns and the non-stop battle, it continues on as we've reached the 1 minute mark to go. Blocks that punch. Oh, and he's got something for him himself, and it's a left hand. Covers up nicely, gets rid of his opponent's body shot.
work on that cut. You gotta work, all right? You gotta work. Can work on that cut? It's nothing. The cut's nothing. Don't worry about it.
12th and final round. Showing you some defense there with the block. Tommy Hearns' cut man is going to need to be all over this side. The swelling seems to be getting worse.
Well, it's kind of like being a gardener. You have to start getting in there before the weeds come up. You can't wait until the weeds are all over the place and then pull them up. You're going to destroy those beautiful rose bushes. Well, it's the same thing here. You got to get to this eye before the swelling's there. You got to put that end swell, that cold piece of metal, onto that place early on.
Blocks that belt line well. Takes one, but gets one. Good work by Sugar Ray Leonard. Holy cow! Counters with a crushing blow to the head. Able to block that away. It was targeted for his head. Targeted counter punch by Hearns.
Keep your hands up.
Neither man slowing down as we have 60 seconds to go in this round. Tommy Hearns blocks that punch. Halfway through what is one of the best rounds you'll ever see. Just great action.
No, it's unbelievable. I mean, if you love roller coasters, you go to an amusement park. If you want to see left hooks, right hands, every direction, great chins, great endurance, great heart, you come to this fight. You stay right here.
Good block by Tommy Hearns. Which way will it go? Let's find out by sending it up to the ring announcer.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight the judges have reached a unanimous decision. Your winner, Tommy the Hitman
Tommy Hearns is your winner by a unanimous decision.
And that was a surprise right there. Coming into this fight, we thought we'd see maybe a knockout. But no, we wound up getting a strategic fight.
For Teddy Atlas, I'm Joe Tessitore. Have yourself a great night.